Greetings, gentry of the void. I'm CrimsonSlave. I'm here with a report. You have to forgive me a little bit. I currently am being blinded by a light, and I'm trying my best to figure out how I'm going to do this. So, some things have changed, and I actually do have an update for you for once. So, I'm going to try my best to go about this in a way that makes the most sense. For starters, I have a new thing. I have this. I have a MacBook Pro randomly. Things align in a really bizarre way, and now I have one. I don't know what to do about it. But the second thing that's more interesting to me is that my iPhone camera is actually better suited for doing this than anything else. Because the camera on the MacBook, I think is about the same camera. It's about the same quality as the camera on the front-facing camera for the iPhone, which I thought was really, really interesting, especially seeing how I'm trying to understand how VTubers use their front-facing camera while they're tracking. So I didn't think that the camera would be bad on this, but it is. Let me explain some things, because I have stuff to talk about. Not a lot, actually, but I do have to talk about. For instance, I have MacBook now, therefore I have access to sticky notes. Therefore, I can keep track of what I talk about without writing anything down, which is super good. So, I will say this. I think maybe I've tried my best to figure out the lighting levels and everything else, and I'm going to keep working on it. So by next week, I should have the way that I'm going to be able to look forward or look in a direction that allows me to figure something out. I might get a sticky note and figure out a focal point, like I'm trying to teach, like I'm trying to tell someone where a focus point is, and try to have that thing be a certain place. You can get the best quality out of it. Okay. Okay. Some things that actually are important now that got that out of the way. Researching how to improve how I'm doing this has been an interesting problem. Not a big problem, but an interesting problem. Because for one, I do not know how I want to edit in the future. So I could use iMovie. Is it iMovie or is it something else? There's iMovie and there's I something Pro. I could use that. I could go back to Adobe and use Premiere Pro. I tried to use Premiere Rush and it just would not accept any of the media on the computer. But researching it has been interesting because I essentially don't know what I want to do. I do know that I truly, truly want to be able to use the negative space on this side of me and this side of me, or possibly skew to one side and report on things and have a little checklist as they come up, with something that I was learning how to do with Adobe, but I don't have it now, so I don't know exactly if I want to go back to that, or there are other programs that will do that better that are free, because there's 5 or 6 programs that people use, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. My research has been that. Before I get too far in this, I wrote this down for once. There has been new music. Mariana Trench released a new album. Bayside apparently made an album that I just completely missed altogether for the past 2 months, which I've been listening to slightly today. And that was a thing. What else did I write down? Joywave made a new album. Perfect Happiness. Perfect Happiness? Complete Happiness? Something, or is it Perfect Satisfaction? Either way, they made an album. I'm going to listen to that tomorrow on my way to work. That'll be awesome. Galleons released a new album literally today called DeLorean, which I super liked. And Nova Charisma made a new 3-track LP, which makes me happy because I've been listening to a lot of Hail the Sun recently and Adola, and just hearing Nova Charisma is just an interesting blend of the guitar style and the lead singer from Hail the Sun, which has been always super good treat. Now that I have a Mac, which I've been trying to get for a year, and it's something that I've put on my list of things that I would do, there are letdowns to owning a Mac that I did not know about, which I feel like I could have researched a little better before I got it, but these things happen. First thing that I learned is that I would say 40% of the things I was just planning to delete off my phone and my iPad and use those primarily on my Mac don't exist. So I learned this week that Honkai Star Rail can't play it on Mac. I also cannot play Legends of Runeterra on Mac either. They're both on the iOS. They're both on the iOS store, but the amount of space to play Honkai Star Rail with each update, and we're 2 days removed from a new update and new pools. I just wanted to be able to play it on the computer because I have a cool 16 gig 512 sorry 16 gig RAM, 512 gig storage. So I was like, I can put stuff on the Mac. I'll be able to do other things, run things better. Which kind of sucks, but I can't use that. What else can't I use? Obviously, a lot of games on Steam I can't use, but there's only one game I was planning to play specifically on the Mac because I want to try to figure out how to screen capture and get that off the ground and try to do maybe better quality blind plays of games in the future, because I am planning day one. I'm planning the day that the day comes out. I'm planning on getting what's it called? Elden Ring Curse of the Earth Tree, and playing that all the way out. I want to play that all the way out. I've talked about that before. I think the previous 2 or 3 things. I'm sorry that I'm repeating my information for you, but that's my plan. Besides that, I don't have a lot of other plans. But those are the things that I think sort out for the week. For the week on a whole. I feel I'm rushing saying what I'm saying. It's probably not going to come out as great to you guys, but bear with me. I'm still adjusting to this. I've been practicing with this, but I'm trying to get the right flow so I can make these better and progress these to be better. But I will say this. I'm happy that from Sunday to Sunday that I progressively was strange and sick, and I am now less sick. I was able to get new meds. I was able to get not new meds. I was able to refill my meds, and I think that one of my meds is a little bit stronger, so that might aid me in vomiting less, which would be amazing. Besides that, the random things that happened this week, I unfortunately can't talk about. Not that I can't, but they're specifically random things about my family that I just don't know how to put words to it, because they've just been strange problems that have come from my grandmother. Most of the things this week that have happened have been family things, and I don't get into it. I try to make these interesting. But my grandmother has been going through this weird problem because she's upset that she didn't get to go do something that involves someone that died. That I don't actually know that person that died. It's my aunt, I never met her. But that person died. My grandmother wanted to go do that. So she's been kind of pissy the entire week because of it. And she's been taking it out on almost everyone and making a lot of offhanded comments and being super annoying about a lot of things. So that's been a part of my week, which hasn't been great. But other stuff. I use Discord. I put Discord on my Mac. I've been doing a lot of things and progressively adding things to my thing and researching how to make these things work. But today, when I downloaded League of Legends to play TFT and then nothing wanted to work, I have found that a lot of things this week have been, this is a new thing, let me learn how to do it, and then it shall become the random thing that I need to look into. That's just been the week that I've had. So there's that. And I honestly think that's my entire week. Next week, I don't really know. Like, overall, my next week plan is that I want to print out stuff now because I have a it's off camera. I don't know if I'm moving what that is. I have a big I have a printer. I don't know why I said big there, and my brain just stopped. I have a printer. I have a special red. I can probably move this. That's bad. Never mind. Oh well. I have a printer, and I have been writing a lot of stuff down, and I want to print some of it out because, like, in my brain a couple of days ago, I wanted to try papercraft, and I was like trying to figure that out, and I want to do something with that. So I have a printer, and I'm probably going to print stuff out and get acquainted with printing stuff out and trying to understand the best way to wirelessly do things now that I have something more functional that is tunneling between my phone and my iPad and doing a bunch of stuff. I honestly do not know. But I'm just trying at this moment to like progress into this next week with the ability to do things and try to overcome two or three problems that have been made suddenly. But I'll report on that next week, I suppose. But as always, I truly hope that my report has reached you well and it entertains you for at least the time being. I shall return next week at some point in time, hopefully on time, to update you as things have progressed. Until then, ta.